Hi guys, it's Ray here from Man City Fan TV. I'm live. Let's wait for people to get on board. Strict 30 minutes if I can, 8 till 8:30 UK time. Just wait for a few people to come on and then we get going. Hey Ollie, it's not Andy, it's Ray here. How you doing, Ollie? Hope you're well. Yeah, how you doing, Ollie? Hope you're great, mate. Yep, we've got 5 already, up to 7, so then we'll get cracking. The agenda for today, if you want to chat about the video I did earlier on today about Uli Hoeneß, the Bayern Munich, I think he's the president. We can chat about that. Hi Kamal, how you doing, Kamal? Hope you're well. So we'll talk about a little bit about Uli Hoeneß if you want. Hi Harris, hope you're doing well, Harris. So Uli Hoeneß, Ndombele, because it's been reported again. Hi Chris, how you doing, mate? I'm fantastic. We'll talk about Ndombele a little bit, and we'll talk about Player of the Year, because Raheem Sterling's right up there, and then any other business. Sane just got for Germany, fantastic, Ollie. You know, can't believe it, but the guy can't get in the team. Hi mate, change your sunglasses, I see. Well, I used to wear these a lot. I don't wear them that much anymore, Bolito. You can see a lot more with them. They're not sunglasses, actually. They don't darken anything, and they're actually, I call them shades or whatever, but they're certainly not sunglasses. Harris can't play Bernardo or Sterling. Yeah, I've always said Bernardo's been leading the pack, but I think Sterling's on his pretty neck and neck. Chris, hi. How you doing, mate? I'm fine. I'm pretty good. In a decent mood. Been out running this morning and took the kids to their music in Manchester. And some of you guys know from the videos I've done in the past, my kids are big into their music. Hi, Shai Mohammed Sane, goal. Yes, absolutely. Chris is doing good last night in Stranraer. Tomorrow back to Carlisle. It's not that long a trip, I guess, down to Carlisle. Forgot you were in Carlisle, not in Liverpool. Chris, yeah, I said in the past my kids go to Royal Northern College of Music every couple of months or something for these. They have a half a day there with some experts in whatever in a field of music my kids are into at the time. And so, yeah, I spend half my day is spent there quite regularly. My eldest lad, he does percussion, so he plays djembe. So kind of, I think it originated in West Africa, but it's all over the world now, the djembe drum. And he plays the piano. And my youngest, he plays the drums. He can play the piano and he can play the harp. So he went to play the harp today. And my other lad was doing the percussion. So they go there, do some training with some experts and stuff, and then they do a little recital for the parents. Afdilling Skills, Sterling Player of the Year. I think he's got to be up there in the high in the equation for Player of the Year. Leroy Sané goal. Yes, Shia Mohammed. Can you imagine Leroy Sané probably can't get in the Man City first team right now, and he's doing the business for Germany. Van Dijk, Sterling, Aguero, all for the Player of the Season. Yeah, I think so. Chris, Ayan Ibrahim, how you doing, mate? Do you think City will win the FA Cup? I think we've got a very good chance. I mean, look at the opposition. You know, we've got Brighton in our semi, and Watford against Wolves. And you've got to say, obviously, we're the best team on paper there. Wolves and Watford have had decent seasons. Brighton, I think, will be a little bit overawed. They're not too far above the relegation zone, so they've had a bit of a struggle of late. So it's a great opportunity for us to get to the final and possibly win it. Salmaguez could be Fernandinho's replacement when Fernandinho goes. Possibly Ollie, we just really don't know. Bolito, Wolves are good, but we're too good, absolutely. Chris Ross, I think Wolves' only team can, I think so too. Do you think City will change the outside of the stadium compared to Spurs? Ours is awful. I don't know. I mean, I quite like our stadium. I don't think they're really thinking of doing a lot of cosmetics to City Stadium. I mean, obviously there's the talk of the North Stand expansion. But then there's also talk that they're not going to do it because they can't fill it. You know, I think obviously the powers that be, they know a lot more than us. And that's been my fear as well. If we go up to 62,000, will we fill it? Will all those extra seats be filled? Do City come win the Champions League? Absolutely, Afterling Skills. We can. We're in the mix for everything. You know, I think we're good enough to win whatever competitions are left. You just don't know. You know, it's a look at the draw as well. What I mean by that, it's a look on the day. Still with the league, there's still, I think we've got 8 games to go. and it's entirely up to us whether we win the league. We've got 8 games, and I think if we win 7, we'll probably do it. But in the Champions League, you lose 1 game, you could be out. Spurs season tickets for adult, 700 quid. Do you know anything about this, Bolito? Look, I had a couple of mates. I spoke to them before the season. They were paying a few grand for their tickets. Okay, there's hospitality and stuff, but you know, that's a very expensive season ticket price. Someone said, I think they said he was 4 when Liverpool won the Summit last time. That's a long time ago. Skriniar to City, Kamal. They're talking 80, 100 million quid. I really can't see City paying that sort of money. I think Skriniar's a centre-back, is he? You can correct me if I'm wrong. I just can't see City paying 80, 100 million quid for somebody. Hey, Mr. Andy, absolutely not, mate. He's off having a ball and was it in Malaga somewhere? He's in Spain, near the mountains, having a good time. And my holiday starts next Friday. So I'm off next Friday. I prefer De Ligt, Kamal. Yeah, I mean, right now, I quite fancy Matthijs De Ligt as well. I've got a fear that he goes to Barcelona. Very good if we get Skriniar. That would be good. But the thing with Ollie, with Skriniar, I mean, he's not really come across my radar that much, and he's going to cost an arm and a leg. And quite frankly, if we're looking at centre-backs, we've got Eric Garcia coming through. We've got Philippe Sandler. He looks quite decent. I think they'll get pushed forward. If you're choosing Otamendi Company leaving, I let Otamendi go because I like Company. Bolito, do we need another centre-back? Absolutely. We got if you still argue that Stones and Laporte are number 1 and 2, Company's not fit enough. If you're in all honesty, hey Man City, what's up, Ray? I'm cool, mate. Company's just not fit enough. We can't rely on him. He's still injured. He doesn't play enough games. He's needed for experience. And he's a figurehead, and he's a stalwart of the club for 11 years. So, you know, he's needed to stay, and I think Garcia will be promoted next season. Won't be sorry if Otamendi wants to leave for more game time. That's a possibility, especially if Garcia and Sandler are in the mix as well next season. We've got good defenders. We don't really need one more. Why do we need? We've got Stones and Laporte. Micah Richards. I would absolutely love Micah Richards at City in some capacity, because the guy is fun. Absolutely. You can't forget his raucous laugh. You know, he's a great guy, fun-loving guy, and I think he'd really pep the place up. He's only, what, 30, 31 years old, something like that. It's a real crying shame that injuries have taken his toll, and that's why the Mancini called him Cristalli. Charles Muganudzi, hello, Tottenham fan from Africa. Whereabouts in Africa, Charles? It's always nice to know. Africa's a pretty big continent. A lot of people live there. It'd be nice to know whereabouts you're from. I'm suspecting Nigeria, Central Africa or South. Certainly not North. Just having a guess. It's always interesting to know where people are from. Quick drink of tea. So guys, anybody, okay, Fav GHHE, do you think Company's testimony will sell out because it's in mid-week and September? Absolutely, Fav. Pretty much think so, because you're going to get a lot of City fans who, you know, especially who've been supporting City a long time, and Company's been there he'll be there for 11 years. So it's not just going to be City fans. There's going to be a lot of people from around Manchester that want to support him. His charity, you know, the money's all going to charity, I believe. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of people who might not watch a lot of football, but will want to come and support Vincent Kompany and his Tackle for Manchester homelessness charity, so long as the price of the tickets is reasonable. I think if the price too high, then that's going to put people off. I mean, the way I look at it, 55,000 people, 20 quid a head, 1.1 million, absolutely brilliant. Come on, Tony, get that message back, mate. Get something up. When do you think Aguero and Silva will leave? Well, I think quite possibly they both got 2 years left on the contracts. Maybe Silva's only got 1. Aguero's definitely got 2. And I think Aguero, he's playing some fantastic football at the moment. He looks in great shape. And it could be quite possible that he has another extra year at City. I really wish he does, because an extra year, he could get 80 league goals. You know, 80 league goals more for Aguero would be absolutely phenomenal. And you never know. You absolutely never know. An extra year, 3 years of Aguero, he could possibly catch Shearer. And I think then, no doubt, he'll go down as an all-time great in the Premier League. If he can overtake Shearer, that's absolutely some going. I think it's very difficult. I think Shearer's on back 260. Aguero's probably got best part of 100 goals to go, 90, 100 goals, something like that to catch him. That's really, really difficult. But in 3 seasons of if he's fit and firing and City are producing and setting up lots of chances for him, then, you know, yeah, he'll be up there and people will have to say he's been the best foreign player and probably best player ever in the Premier League. Aguero's the best out-and-out striker. Yeah, absolutely, Kamal, top player. Uli Hoeneß, looks like no one wants to talk about him. No worries. Raheem, now Leroy scoring tonight, keeps confidence high. Absolutely, to business end of the season. That's the balls. Fav GHE, what do you make of this Jovic block from right? Look, mate, there's a lot of players who are linked with City. They have half a good season linked with City. And the money is astronomical. I think they're talking about 40, 50 million quid for this guy already. A lot of teams want players who are doing really well, even if it's only if they've been doing well for 6 months, because they don't want to wait a year down the line when the player's value goes up by 50%. Leonard London, hi mate, how you doing? Kamal sound like Bayern official was salty. Pep, yeah. Pep. Look, Pep left. Bayern has struggled. Bayern don't like the fact that City have got a lot of money, and that forces Bayern's hand because they have to spend a lot more money. Bayern have got through the last few seasons buying up or getting on free transfers the best players in Germany. They got Robert Lewandowski from Dortmund, probably at that time the best player in Germany. They got him on a free transfer. Did they get Götze as well on a free transfer? So players are running the contracts down, and Bayern Munich are coming in and getting the best players in Germany. Now it's going to be harder and harder, I think, for Bayern, because there's obviously all the English clubs have got so much money. Aguero, 161 goals, Shearer at 260. So Aguero's got 100 goals to go. Now that is possible at 30 goals a season and the remaining 7 or 8 games this season. I hate Liverpool, Charles. Yeah, I'm not a particular fan of Liverpool these days, especially their fan base and the manager. They all seem suited for that club, and some of their players as well. They also got Hummels on a free. Yeah, exactly, Carl. So they got all these, at the time, top players in Germany, and they got them on frees. And yeah, Bayern wanted Pep to stay. I mean, the brand of football he was playing, Mark, they wanted him to stay. Pep left, came to City. Bayern has struggled. I mean, look at it this season. You know, they struggled in the league, and if it wasn't for Borussia Dortmund having a bit of a bad run lately, Bayern wouldn't be at top. They wouldn't be challenging, and they got knocked out in the round of 16 to Liverpool, so they're out of the Champions League. Bill ABC TV, I hope City win the title. Absolutely. Sonny Matterhorn, you think one more striker next season? I think we needed another striker because all we've got is Aguero and Gabi Jesus. I'd like someone possibly with a little bit more experience than Gabi, but in the mix with them so we can both fight for the same spot. Do you think if we saw in the World transfer we will join a rival? Possibly. Bayern fans don't appreciate Pep. Exactly. Come on, people said it was too easy. Bayern were winning everything anyway. They win the league all the time, and they never appreciated the standard of football, and they struggled. As I said, Charles, we're gonna end your quadruple hopes in Champions League. Who do you support, Charles? You haven't told me yet. The Techers Gamer FA Cup. We've got a damn good chance to win the FA Cup, guys. Absolutely. Keep those questions coming. So yeah, Ndombele. Let's talk about Ndombele. Tanguy Ndombele plays for Lyon. City apparently bid for him last summer, and Lyon had he'd only been there for a year, and Pumicate soon, I think, Fav. All right, Charles is a Spuds fan. Yeah, so Ndombele, City apparently put a bid in for him. Lyon didn't want to sell him. I think the bid was around 40, 45 million quid, something like that. They knew his value was going to go up, and they knew they had a really good player on their hands. Now, City only want to pay about 60 million. Lyon apparently want about 80. His price is just going up and up. And it really just depends who else is in for him, because I can't see Barcelona coming in for him now. They got Frankie, Real Madrid, possibly. Who else would come in for Ndombele? Juventus or Bayern? I really don't buy him going to any of those clubs. He's 22 years old. PSG, yeah, believe so. PSG may want him, and they may offer him a lot more money than City do. But I've got to keep my fingers crossed that he wants to come to City, and that's assuming the transfer ban doesn't happen. If Condon leaves, I think we will bring Rabiot. I don't want Rabiot. I've said that before. I'll go for Ndombele. Would you sell Mahrez in the summer? Possibly not, but if someone offers 50 million, I probably would. Don't worry, we will do everyone a favour and stopping Liverpool in the league next week. We'll see, Charles. We'll see. I doubt it. I think you got an injured player on your hands from the international break. Charles Muganuzzi, just asking, mate. No offence, but if you're a Spurs fan, what are you doing on the men's? Hey, anybody's allowed, techers. Anybody. Felix looks good on YouTube. Felix, yeah, looks a baller. Belito linked with the PDO around centre for PSG, but there's so much speculation, mate. Obviously, it's quiet time, so there's a lot of transfer speculation. Do you think Lyon would accept 60 million plus Mangala? That's a very good shout, Fav. Very, very good shout, because the Mango's worth about 10, 50 million quid. I still believe that. Dye's injured, mate. Absolutely, Charles. Yeah, so the Mango's worth, you can either call him Mango or the Mangler. He's worth 10 to 50 million quid. So that is actually a very, very good shout. He's a French guy, and maybe they go for Eliki Mangala. And yeah, I think City would be very, very chuffed with that deal. I really want Ndombele. I think he's got the potential to be a box-to-box midfielder. He's got power, he's got pace, he's got strength, he can dribble, he can intercept, he can tackle, he can shoot, he can score. Opinion on the programmes, Ray? Fanzines all the way for the fans? Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. Techers love interacting with other fan channels. That's it, Charles. I mean, I think we're quite decent here. You know, we get a few fans from other support other teams, and as long as they come here, treat us with respect, they get treated with respect back. Swap the Mendy's. Furlan Mendy for Benjamin. That's a possibility as well, Leonard. If no one in the belly, what about Partey? I don't know anything about Partey. Charles, clicky, fair enough. And I don't want Rabiot. Rabiot, I just don't like his attitude. Mangala is our worst signing since Sheikh Kane. I'm not sure. We had Rocky Santa-Cruz, Kamal Rocky Santa-Cruz. That's what signing against Holland. What about Declan Rice? Declan Rice is another one. I think if we don't get him this summer, his price will go up to well, I mean, I reckon he'd be 50 million now this summer. With all his higher profile. If we don't get him now, he could be 80 million next summer, so I think City will really go for him. Okay, Partey's for Atletico. Don't watch a lot of Spanish football anymore. I haven't got time. So, Declan Rice, I mean, it could be that... For me, I want Declan Rice to have another season at West Ham, but I also want him to come to City. So I want maybe you can't have both, really, when we could buy him and loan him back, but I think his man would be somewhere else. I wouldn't have any United player, absolutely. I mean, Rashford, I think, actually. Rashford's a decent player. Martial's a decent player with potential. Everybody else, nah, I wouldn't take Pogba. I wouldn't take anybody else from United right now. Just those two. Wouldn't want Porky, Luke Shaw. Player of the year goes to Raheem Sterling. Sorry, Bernardo. Yeah, it's quite possible. Have Liverpool ever won the league? Not the Premier League, mate. They won the old First Division. Declan Rice will the Eric Dyer. People really rated him average. I never rated Eric Dyer. Like the stream. Cheers, mate. Come back, Bertram and Helmet fans. Yeah, Mark the Blue, but I think they're all pretty much all gone. And King of the Kip Packs is still there when I see them selling the King of the Kip Packs, but that's about it. Belito, Spurs aren't ready to challenge for the title. It's quite sad for Spurs because in the last 2 or 3 seasons they've been knocking on the door and then they just fall away. And you know, and it's disappointing that possibly you think they didn't give the cups as much of a go as they should have done. I think the FA Cup they did, but Poch was very negative about them, saying they don't really matter. Liverpool will never win the Premier League. I think they will, Charles. I think they will in the next few years. And Nevers for the derby, we have to win that one, but it's not going to be easy, Techers. Absolutely not. Mangala wasn't an FFP decision. Mangala, I think we'd given the contract because we want to sell him. If he didn't give him the contract, he'd have gone for free. We might get 10 million for him. Definitely we need a CDM. Would you take Ben Chilwell and Wan-Bissaka? Absolutely, Alex. Absolutely. Wan-Bissaka, he'd really put the pressure on Kyle Walker. And Ben Chilwell really would put the pressure on Ben Mendes, Zinchenko, whoever wants to play left back. And amongst other things, if you look at it, in Ben Chilwell, England left back, Wan-Bissaka, potentially England right back, both very young. I think Ben Chilwell's 22, Wan-Bissaka's, what is he, 19, 20? You know, they could be there for 10 years. Absolutely fantastic opportunity. Laporte's 25, Stone's 24. That defence could be there for 7 or 8 years. Sell Delph, I don't think we will have. I don't think we will. I think Delph is too versatile a player, and he's happy to be a squad player, and that's something you really, really want. Hope KDB gets back to his good form sooner rather than later, and City will definitely have to say. And it's, yeah, absolutely. What do you want? What do we do about Mahrez? I think give him another season, unless someone comes in and offers good money. I'd keep him. Ben Chilwell, Pep fullback. I don't really know. Like Kamal. Is Zinchenko Pep fullback? Is Fabian Delph Pep fullback? They weren't, but he's converted them. You know, I mean, we had Jesus Navas playing right back for City under Pep, so anything's possible. For Zanur fan, do you know when KDB should be ready? KDB should be ready after the international break. The Techers game, have we ever won a European trophy? Yep, we won the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1970. I think it was. I think we won the around 70. Yeah, we won the Cup Winners' Cup in 70 because we won the League Cup as well. In 69, we obviously won the Cup. 68, I think, won the league. No one cares, Charles. Need to be careful. Transfer ban. Incredible montage. Possibly. I mean, we just got to keep our feet clean now. Wait to see what FIFA do on the potential transfer ban. The FA looking at City. That's more likely to be with kids, under 18s, under 16s, or whatever. And the FIFA are just looking across the board. So we'll just have to wait and see. There's no point making too much speculation about that. Luiz might take Gundogan's place if he leaves. Douglas Luiz. He's at Girona at the moment. He had a work permit problem last year. Kamal. Pep was really, really disappointed that we didn't get the work permit for him. I think we'll get it this time round. I think he's had more senior games. If he can get a game for Brazil, he'll definitely get the work permit, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure he'll get it this season, and he'll come and he'll start integrating next season into the squad. Come on, guys, we've got 9 minutes. Fab. Will Zach Steffen be our second choice? I don't think so. I mean, it's very difficult to know what's going to happen. A score prediction for the Fulham on Saturday, I think we'll win 2-3-0. They might score, but I think we'll get 2 or 3 goals. Zach Steffen, I think he could be second or third choice. It's really difficult to tell. I think Aaron Muric has to go on loan next season. He needs more game time. I think he's a quality keeper, but he needs to be playing somewhere. Do you think Peter Swills was good or bad for City in the end? It's very hard to tell Mark the Blue. You can argue that his probably overall his heart was in the right place, but he just made too many cock-ups. He made some bad decisions, sometimes based on money, and sometimes you got to make the right footballing decisions, and it can't just be about money. I mean, the Paul Lake injury, his operation in America, that springs to mind. That was a bad decision. Are we the only team to have reached 100 points? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, the Techers gamer. That's why it's a unique achievement. It's a Monday morning here in Sydney. How are you doing, mate? Down under. I have a feeling City will smash one. I don't know, Leonard London. I really don't know. We got so many games coming up. We got Cardiff 3 or 4 days after. 4 days, I think, after we play Fulham. So I suspect what City will do is if we get 2 goals up, we'll start coasting. I hope we don't do it if we get 1 goal up, because that's really been our Achilles heel against Newcastle, against Crystal Palace, against Leicester. It's been really, really poor for us. Quick start, Leno, absolute quick start. Get 2 goals ahead, then take your foot off the pedal if you want. Hopefully get 3 goals ahead. No one's going to come back from 3 goals down against City, and we can course the rest of the game. That's what should be happening. And save players for the Cardiff game. That's what I want. Aguero, bag a couple of goals early. Raheem, bag a goal. Get in half-time 3-0. That would be absolutely ideal. Give him 10, 15 more minutes and get him off. Techers game, just around the way we have been playing, I think we'll just have 1. I hope it's more than 1, because I'm going there. I want more than 1 goal. Sterling's performance for England, absolutely top dog. Kamal, we've been saying it for years. He's a great player and he's really developing. If you look at his last 3 seasons, I think 2 seasons ago under Pep, 10 goals, 20 assists. Last season, his combined was, I think, about 37 or something. I think he scored 23 league goals last season, and this season he's already in the 30s in combined. Sterling's world class, absolutely. You're going to the FA Cup semi-final, yeah, absolutely. Techers game, there's a load of us going down there for that. Raheem is another 2 levels. Yeah, he can still go forward. We'll finish above Liverpool this season, Charles. Well, Spurs finishing above Liverpool, I think that's quite difficult, because off the top of my head, you must be 10, 12 points behind Liverpool. Can't really see it myself. Yeah, a load of us going down. I mean, I'm actually going to be in London for school holiday, so I've got a few days, I think a couple of days in London for the Fulham game, going over to France for 4 or 5 days, and then coming back for the FA Cup semi-final, and hopefully the Champions League game as well. He could get even more goals. He still must be chanceable. So yeah, absolutely. I think that's the one thing I say about him. But the one thing I think we're harsh on Raheem, because we don't look at the mistakes made by other players. And Sergio makes mistakes, he misses goals, and Sterling does too. So people focus on the negative too often with Raheem. So he missed those goals, and they don't focus on the negative and the missed goals from other players. I was watching their new stadium. Yeah, looks pretty decent, Leonard, and it's a shame that Spurs hierarchy stuffed the City fans with the game we had down there, and we played at Wembley. All the Dippers have gone silent. Absolutely, Mark. You know, they thought they got the best side of the deal, and basically they sold him for about 44 million quid. Let's call it 50 when it's bumped up. I think 20% had to go to QPR, who developed him. So Liverpool had about, you know, well, at the time it was about 35, 36 million quid, and spent most of that money on Benteke. Where's he now? So proud of Sterling, absolutely. Have you been to... no, Father, I've not been to the Tunnel Club. They keep calling me and asking me to take some hospitality, but I keep saying no. City thrives in big stadiums. Yeah, absolutely, Leonard. We want big pitches. We want big open spaces, good atmosphere, good manicured pitches. Charles, have a good evening, mate. I've only got 4 minutes left myself. Benteke, you know. Yeah, Benteke. I mean, he's gone down the toilet, Benteke. He's like his career's finished, Belgium and for City. Thiago from Bayern to City, I don't think it'll happen, Kamal. But you never know. I mean, Bayern have got a big overhaul to do this summer. They need 2 new wingers. Next manager after Pep Favre, I don't want to think that far ahead, you know. I just want to let Pep stay as long as we can get him to stay, keep winning stuff, and then we'll see. By now, Tottenham probably have the most wins at Wembley, and it actually is. That's probably very, very good. I think Arsenal probably have about 20. That's about it. Is Joe Hart finishing the Prem? Looks like it, Fav. Maybe a team will come up and they'll go for Joe from the Championship, and they'll go for Joe for his experience. But it looks like he's only on the slide. You know, he can't even make the Burnley team now. So I think he's gone. It's a shame because I love Joe Hart. I think he's still played the most league games, Premier League games for City as Joe Hart. Come on, guys, I'm not going to be like Andy. I'll give you 3 more minutes and then I'm off. I'm so proud of any player that's left us, to be honest. What they've done at the clubs is absolutely Chris. I mean, generally, we love our players when they've gone. Who does Yaya play for now? Yaya, he went to Greece, and I don't think he's been for anybody. He got booted out there. I hope City gets a friendly against Bayern pre-season. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to go to China and Japan. Yeah, Van Dijk's got no pace. We're going to go to China for 3 games, I believe, and then I think we've got a game in Japan. So I really don't see Bayern involved, and I think we're playing a Premier League Cup or something like that in China. So there's 3 teams involved. I'm trying to remember whether there's Wolves. They're not. I don't think they're really big teams. Off the top of my head, there. I think you can argue the bigger teams would probably go to America or something like that. Didn't play John in pre-season from I think last season or season before. What are your thoughts on Toure? Yeah, obviously Kamali tarnished his legacy with the absolutely stupid things he let his agent say and what he said afterwards. Alex, if you were to sign another striker, would you take Edin Dzeko? Yeah, I'd love a big, strong, tall, pacey striker. I'd love Lewandowski in his prime. And I think he's over the hill, not over the hill, but he's past his prime. Now we need someone who's approaching their prime. Don't want someone who's gone past it. Someone between the ages of 23 and 26, I think. Harry Kane, not going to happen. Kamal, absolutely not going to happen. He's a Spurs lad, he loves them, and he's going to be there for a couple more seasons minimum. Jovic, he's a possibility. Mindy, Mork and Mindy, is that Fav? Mork and Mindy? That finished a long time ago. Mendy's, no, we'll have another season at City. I'll be at Wembley for the semi. Absolutely, Techers Gamers. Prediction, 2-0 City. I want Dybala. Kevin, that's another good shout. Dybala's a good player. I think he'd fit in at City, but I don't know. You can have a read. You never know, Chris. You mock the guy. He could come at City and be a world beater, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'd have our sights set on someone with a little bit higher profile. Leonard's going for 3-0 against Brighton. Well, mate, all that matters, FA Cup semi-final, is to win the game. Now else matters. Come on, guys, got 1 more minute. 1 more minute for those questions. Player of the year, I think we kind of agree that Sterling's there. Yeah, he scored some great goals, important goals, sorry, Chris, against Everton. Player of the year is going to be Sterling. I think the way his trajectory is going this season, Bernardo Silva, I think it's between those two. I think it's between those two who it's going to be. Would you bring Mario back? No, I think his time's gone. Turn against Wolves in the final. I love that, Leonard. Yeah, I mean, I think it's Cheers, mate. Night, Alex. Bernardo. Yeah, I think, but for me, Bernardo and Sterling are neck and neck. But I think Sterling's starting to edge forward with the goals he's banging in. You're looking at what he's doing for England. He scored a hat trick in the league. He scored a hat trick in for England, and people remember that. Five. Cheers, mate. Have a good night. So people remember that, and the voting's right now. So he's in everybody's mind. So I think Sterling's got a very, very good chance, not just for Man City, but for the whole Premier League. I think it's between Sterling and Van Dijk, to be quite honest. Across the Premier League, they don't rate Bernardo Silva as much, but we do. Transfer ban, don't know, Kevin. We'll just have to wait. What's going to happen? Chris Welch, see you later, mate. See you, mate. Techers Gamers, see you, mate. Cheers, mate. Have a good evening. I've got to shoot. Got my kids later. I've got to do some ironing, get the clothes ready for school. It's coming from my notifications that there's a problem with my booking for the next weekend, so I've got to sort that out because I don't want to miss it. Estimating HGP, Tata, mate. See you, mate. Have a good evening. Guys, you know, I'll be on tomorrow. I've got to say this, mate, aka 850. I'm doing a massive YouTube thing tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Remember you, mate. I'm doing a massive YouTube thing down in London, so I've got to get up nice and early. Going all the way down to London for that with Turkish, who's does some stuff for AFTV, so he's a big fan of Arsenal. And I'm with Drifty, who's a Liverpool fan. So we're going to have a bit of fun at YouTube in London tomorrow. And guys, so keep an eye out for that. That should be could be quite entertaining. It'll be very interesting to see. Yeah, Turkish is all right always. It'll be very interesting to see what the Dipper Drifty says to promote Liverpool and try and see if he tries to put City down. See, that's the wrong way to do it, in my opinion. That's the wrong way to do it. You should be positive about your club without bitching about the other clubs. Yeah, mate, YouTube, yeah, that was Kamal. Yeah, that's about nearly 50,000 views. Those Arsenal fans were kids, idiots, stupid. That was the first game of the season, first league game against Arsenal when we won 2-0. And they kept coming back for more. Every time I tried to walk away, I'd slap them around quite a bit. And they were on the floor, really. And they'd come back with something stupid. And so I just carried on. And I was there for ages. And they had to cut out a lot of stuff out because it was just too long. But there was a lot of other good stuff there. But those boys got battered. They got the backsides handed to them. And they were pretty useless, to be honest. And the thing is, I've spent many, many months doing the same sort of thing. Kevin, tell you what, guys, I'll give you an extra 3 minutes, okay? Keep firing the questions. I spent months over the summer going through all the same things from the Dippers and the Rags and all these other fans and the Spud fans and the Arsenal fans, and they came out with the same sort of rubbish. So I've been batting away for months, so it was quite easy, and they were giving the same cliched, misguided, deluded, false statements, and it was easy to knock them back. So easy. It was like taking candy off a baby. Absolutely too easy. But they kept coming back for more, so what do? You keep giving it while you can. Come on, guys, I'll give you an extra 2 minutes for Kevin. Get a question in, Kevin, and I'll prioritise your question, Kevin, if it comes up in the next 2 minutes. Don't want to stay on, as I said, too long. I've got my kids ironing to do. Got to get ready for a 5 o'clock start tomorrow. So, time's pressing. And Leonard, they had a few drinks. I don't know. Nah, they couldn't wind me up, mate. I'm too old for that. They were too easy. It was like hitting sixes in the park. How is Andy? Yeah, Andy's he's having a great time. He's already at his villa away. So he's having he sent a picture of the pool, a nice blue, gorgeous pool. Kevin, I don't care what the other teams are doing. Right? Absolutely, Kevin. Bottom line is, Kevin, win every single game. The remaining 15 games this season, we'll win everything. That's one way to look at it. I don't want to be in that position where I'm relying on somebody else. I want it to be us. I had to tell DT that Arsenal's history only really started to get good in the 80s. They never won anything in the 60s. They won the same amount of trophies. That's absolutely Luke. They won. Arsenal had a great, period in the 30s where I think you need to look at the history as to what Arsenal were doing in the 30s and how they got to where they got to. And then it was Wenger. You know, they had a few pots here and there. Won some in 71. They won the double. You give them credit for that. And they won other stuff. 79. They beat United 3-2 in the FA Cup final. Just a few trophies here and there. Wasn't stellar. Same as United. Before United started winning around early 90s, they had a similar record to Everton or Aston Villa. Yeah, we can win plenty of games, Lennon, in a row. City won FA Cup before Arsenal. So yeah, we won the FA Cup in, can you tell me? 1904. 2 years before Bury won it in 1906, and they won their FA Cup final 6-0, which I think is still the record for an FA Cup final. 6-0, that was Bury. 1 more minute, guys. Dragging it out a bit, but 1 more minute because a few more questions have come in. But tell your friends about this channel and get them on board. And with this number of people, it's quite nice because we can answer just about every single question. I've probably answered 80% of the questions tonight. Not much has slipped under the radar. So it's a nice number. Leonard, absolutely, Leonard. We're used to breaking records always. Ray, do you think we will win this championship? We've got a good chance always, but it's a cup competition. You just never know what's going to happen. We're the first team to win a domestic and European trophy in the same season. In 1970, Kamal, we won the European Cup Winners' Cup, and we won the League Cup. In 1970, 1969, we won the FA Cup, which got us into the Cup Winners' Cup. 1968, we won the League. 1974, we got beat by Wolves in the League Cup. In 1976, we won the League Cup. My notice is not coming through. Don't worry, Kevin. Don't worry. I mean, we'll try and do something every day. I think I might struggle tomorrow morning because I'm on the train going down to London. I've got a quiet carriage, so maybe that was a schoolboy error. I should have got a noisy one. But I want to do a bit of reading. I've got a few books, a few city books to read, so I want to get a chance, a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours of peace and quiet to read them. So I'll take a quiet carriage, and yeah, so I won't be able to do something. But Reese, hi mate, I'm just about to go, Reese. I'm just about to go. Evening chat, any chance? Let's see, because tomorrow I'm coming back. I won't be back till about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, so it might be a bit late. And yeah, Reese, Leroy's having a good game. It might be a bit late because I've got to look after my kids, you know. I'll be out before they've even gone to school, and I'll be back when they're in bed. So I've got to give them some time. I try and watch the live streams while I'm at school, but it never works. Sorry, mate, Kamal. I saw you at Newport, Ray, but Dad was too shy to come. Kevin, come over, mate. Don't worry, I'm not going to bite. See you later, Ray. Always have a good night. Do your homework. Andy, Leonard, Andy's in Spain. He's on holiday. I think Andy will probably do a live stream tomorrow at some point when his missus nips out or she's in the pool or whatever. He'll get half an hour. He'll pop out a live stream. Because as I said, if you didn't hear me before, I'm off down to London to YouTube headquarters. I'm doing a football program there with Turkish from AFTV. He's moderating, and there's going to be Drifter, who's a Liverpool guy, Liverpool fan. And so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully I do a decent job. I have no idea how it is because I'm not speaking. Andy's probably tucked up in bed because he was up nice and early this morning. I think he'll let you know tomorrow when he's going to do a live stream. I'm going to let this run to 40 minutes because Kevin's around, Reese is around. I'll do a little bit more. You'll get more chatters during the evening stream. Leonard, yeah. I mean, we just need to get this going and get. I don't think the problem we have. Obviously, we've got busy lives. We can't do regular times. We'll be on Sky Sports soon, mate. I've been offered Sky Sports. I turned them down. Yeah, wait, go to bed, mate. Go to bed. We've been offered a lot of stuff, and it's not as if we, that's all we do. We want to do it for the to go on TV. Yeah, Bolito, you got uni. What you studying, Bolito? It'll be very interesting to know where you're studying and what you're studying. So yeah, I've said it before. We've turned down Sky Sports, BBC, turned down Channel 4, turned down Channel 5, American TV. Lots of YouTube channels want to do collaborations. They're not really been our cup of tea, the way they behave. Do you agree that international break is one of the most boring times? Hey mate, CC Milky Man, what about the summer? That's not great. My YouTube, I think you meant YouTube there, Reese. Summer's not great either when it's just friendlies and a lot of speculation, and you just want your players to come back. I mean, it'd be interesting this season, end of the season, because we've got the Nations League semi-finals and final. But we'll have about, I can't remember, 6-8 weeks off. But there's a bit of cricket, so I'll be watching the cricket. Third-year psychology student at Lyon. Bolito, fantastic. Mon ami. YouTube notifications aren't working. I'm sorry, mate. You're not the only one who said that, Reese. A couple of people have said they've not got the notifications. Next time I do a live stream, I'll try and remember to include you, Reese, so at least you know. If you guys aren't following me I think I've not watched Omar. I met him a couple of times. I met his dad, Southampton, saw them there. But if you've not following us on Twitter, guys, follow us on Twitter. You know, I'm at ManCity_Ray and Andy's at Aviation Blue. Don't know Kevin about Sol Niguez. You know, there's a lot of hot air during this window. Prediction on the 3 Spurs games. Fingers crossed that we get a win, followed by a win, followed by a win. I haven't watched Keep It Moving Leonard because it was out last week and there's been some previews, I think the week before as well, but I couldn't go to watch because I got my kids. My missus is away, so I couldn't leave my kids, and it's a 15 certificate, so I couldn't take my kids with me. What comedians do I like? I love the things like Whose Line Is It Anyway, Mock the Week. That's the same kind of format. Quite like that kind of stuff. I used to like Nevermind the Buzzcocks, but that's I think it's well past its sell-by date. And old school comedians, I like Stu Francis. I think he's very cool, dry humour. Ryan Giggs. Hey, they're all City fans now, Reece. All City fans. Everybody wants to be a City fan. Yeah, you know, honestly. They wish, well, maybe don't want to be a City fan, but they wish their club was City. Monty Python, yeah, Monty Python, Kevin, still quite good. Monty Python. I love a lot of the old sitcoms. I mean, you know, they're maybe not politically correct. You know, Eight Half Hotman, loved that. Porridge, loved that. Mind Your Language, loved that. Olive Foods and Horses, absolutely fantastic stuff. Even silly stuff like How You Being Served. That's what you grew up with, and you enjoyed it and you loved it when you were kids because that's all you had. You have 2 or 3 channels when I was a kid. The Office, I watched a little bit, but it didn't float my boat, mate. You know, didn't ring my bell. Will Yaya Miller get booed at company's testimonial? I doubt it, Fab. Overall, I doubt it. Yeah, I've seen that, mate. I've seen that. Yeah, but I think it's all a Mickey tick of his brother. You know, him getting his own back against his brother and getting paid for it as well, for what his brother did to him and wrecked his life. I think he's just getting his own back, and that's his choice. Fawlty Towers, absolutely, Kevin. They only made 12 episodes of Fawlty Towers, but how fantastic it was that. I mean, you're making me think now. Citizen Smith, The Good Life, Yes, Prime Minister, absolutely fantastic. Yes, Prime Minister was on Yes Minister before it. Ray, cheers, mate. Always. What about Blackadder? Absolutely fantastic, Blackadder. He sent The Walking Dead. There's so many, you know, British classic comedies. I can't even remember them all. You know, there's just too much. Even crap. I mean, some crap stuff as well. Only When I Laugh. My dad used to love watching that. My mum used to love watching that. We used to watch that all the time because if it's on, we watch it. You know, as I said, when you've only got 2, 3 channels and you watch anything. What music, Kevin, I love, and Rising Damp. Now, Leonard Rossiter. Now, he was top comedian, top actor. I love Lauren Hardy, Buster Keaton, black and white stuff. Charlie Chaplin, very much into farce, physical comedy. What music I like? All sorts of music, not as much modern. I still like my dance music. I'm not really into Killers 5. I love dance music. You know, I love from the 70s, from the 80s and 90s. I still like a bit of disco. The kind of music I'm into, all sorts. Cocteau Twins, Ben Howard. Don't even know Ben Howard, Kevin. I'm an 80s guy. I love the 80s. I absolutely love the 80s. That kind of music, whether it was electronic music, New Order, fantastic New Order. I love a bit of classical music as well, a little bit of jazz, swing, all sorts. I mean, I listen to all sorts. I listen to heavy metal. I listen to, you know, some German stuff with Rammstein. Kim Wilde, she was all right. Blondie. You know, one of my favourite bands is the Human League, absolutely, Belito from Sheffield. And from Sheffield, we also had Heaven 17, loved them as well. Absolutely, Kelechi. Nah, Kelechi's not good enough, he's gone. I love all sorts of music, guys. My favourite band, probably Stephen Eisen. I think you said it there, King Company. My favourite band was Talk, and sadly, Mark Hollis, the lead singer, died about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Bon Jovi, yeah. And even for Keith Flint from the Firestarter, great stuff. Happy Mondays. Yeah, you twisted my melons, man, Reece. You twisted my melons, man. Yeah, I mean, as I said, Talk Talk is probably my favourite band. I used to love Ben Liebrand, and his remixes are absolutely fantastic. Roger Sanchez, I loved his Another Chance, another great song. Andy's Out Having Dinner. Yeah, so Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water. That was Deep Purple, John. Now we're moving on to music. ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. Do you like Will Young? Nah, not particularly. Coming England, Raheem. Not particularly. Blue Moon, yeah, absolutely always. A few David Gray tracks, I like them. Not a lot. I got his albums because I based that buying the albums on the tracks I'd heard, the 2 or 3 tracks. And I thought, yeah, they're really good tracks. I'll buy them. Albums and they were crap. But it's the way it is. I know I like a lot of Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I like Propaganda, German band. Yellow, Swiss band. Yellow are very good. Best Atmosphere. I mean, it's hard to beat the beating of Liverpool on 3rd of January when we beat them. Nightwish, don't know who that is, Leonard. So yeah, I'm a very varied taste in music. A bit of reggae, don't mind that. Raz is still a bit Dodge King Company, you know. But if you're honest, so a lot of other people don't get everything on target and score. Bad Manners, Lip Up Fatty, John. Lip Up Fatty. I've got a couple of Bad Manners albums. Oh, I missed that. Symphonic. I don't know who's symphonic metal band. I like a bit of metal, a bit of heavy. I like Sisters of Mercy, like them. My brother was into Fields of the Nephilim, if you remember them. So all sorts of stuff, you know. Nick Kershaw. All right, don't know that too sync. Nightwish, Leave or Stay Near You. I'm not getting into politics. Fab, not getting into politics. Move forward in life. Listens to Cocteau Twins when driving to watch City games. It calms me down, Kevin. Well, New Order, great band. Search them up on maybe if I got time. I listen to so much music, mate. So much music. I ain't got time. I loved. I'm trying to think. KLF. KLF were fantastic. There's so much stuff from the 80s and 90s and late 70s that I absolutely, you know, I loved a bit of glam rock, a bit of shwaddy waddy. No Opinion King, no opinion. I'll tell you this about Tommy. Convicted fraudster, convicted criminal, assaulted people, contempt of court. That's gives me enough about what that guy is. Don't really want to discuss it. I don't want to go too much into politics. We're about footy music. That'll do me. Do me pride. Well, guys, 47 minutes. I'm over. Don't know Leonard. Absolutely don't know. Have you seen Harris? No, not me, Reese. I haven't got time. I've got 2 kids. Got to look after them. None. Fab. I want neither. I'd love Barca in the final. Absolutely no problem with Barca. Porto. I'd love Porto in the final. And that on that note, I think that I'm going to quit. Porto in the final of the Champions League. That'll do me pride. Guys, you've been fantastic. David Silva, Kevin. Reese, I've got to go, mate. You guys have a great night. Cheers, Fav. Cheerio, everybody. Have a great night. Look out for tomorrow. Andy will let you know if he's going to come on and do a live stream. I'm going to struggle on the quiet train. I've got quiet carriage on the train. See you, Kev. Hope those extra 17 minutes or whatever I was on for you have done you right. See you, Reese, and hopefully the notifications will work next time. You guys have a fantastic evening. If there's any footy still on, go and watch it. Watch as much footy as you can, because when we were kids, there weren't much around, and we'd have died for the amount of football we have now. See you later, Wace. Legendary. Cheers, mate. Sean McNamara, have a great one, no way. See you guys. And fingers crossed, Andy will be on tomorrow. Maybe I'll come on later on. But for now, adios, muchachos, and